War, and they spread these things. And this is excuse me, this is a historical fact. So, you know, they spread this thing out, and it's got a huge winglet. It was a pterodactyl they shot. So, of course, these things have been around. Now, they went extinct, obviously, slowly, but surely. And so...
What I'm saying is Jesus wrote a dinosaur to work. That's history. It's in the Bible. How to Train Your Dragon.
Historical facts.
And if you don't believe it, do your own research. Pull up Google. You'll find the picture, I promise. Oh my god. Thank you, John Gleason, Godless engineer, for gifting me this beautiful moment. Y'all remember when they tried to cancel Steven Spielberg for posing with an animatronic triceratops animal rights activist?
Back it up.
Hit it from the back.
Cloaca. Historical facts.
Eat my ass, BP. You're down here bailing on the rest of us because you don't want to process your grief and shame like a normal person by drinking and mistreating strangers.
No, Rick. It is you who must nibble my cloaca, or bird asshole.
Everyone knows what a cloaca is.
You know, back in the Civil War, and they spread these things out. Anybody can look it up online. They spread these things out, and this is excuse me, this is a historical fact. So, you know, they spread this thing out, and it's got a huge winglet. It was a pterodactyl they shot. So, of course, these things have been around. Now, they went extinct, obviously, slowly, but surely. And so...
Paul Bunyan was sharing some Funyuns with his pet velociraptor.
Whoa.
Oh, you thought it was an ox? Roll back the clock. Let me knock the socks off. Historical facts.
I didn't cut out. You heard me. Are you a pervert or something? Okay.
Technical difficulties with GE. So I don't know what happened. Like my computer restarted all on its own last night, and apparently that decided to reset everything because my Stream Deck right now is it's a little fuckered, and for some reason, like, you know how you hit the little Windows thing and then you can search for an app? That don't fucking work. So I've got no way to get to my apps right now unless it's like on the desktop. So that's pretty fucky. David says good night.
Drink up, motherfucker. It's not getting any better.
I hope you there you go. Thank you so much there, Daniel. David, I hope you have a great night. I hope you get to feeling better. I know that you've had a little bit of a touch of the COVID there, which I think I saw Daniel say that y'all were on kind of the downtrend, we're on the downhill of this thing. So that's good. But I hope you have a great weekend there, David, and I guess we will see you next week. But tonight we're going to be taking a look at a William Lane Craig video where he claims that mathematics could only like our reality could have only operated via mathematics, and mathematics work well with reality if God exists. Like, there's no reason whatsoever that our reality should follow the laws of mathematics the way that it does. So we'll be talking about why that's a horseshit argument tonight. If you want to fuck around and find out why William Lane Craig is wrong and you think I don't tackle serious apologists, then please stay tuned. All right. Thank you so much, KC. Tag me in the comments with the a compliment there. Thank you so much. So if you're new to the GE channel or new to the live streams here, if you don't know, a portion of all proceeds that we make here off of GE goes to some kind of charity each month. We only do the shittiest shit with the donations. Last month we donated to the Trevor Project, and I do believe this month we have decided to donate to the Transgender Law Center. Last month during June we donated to both of these institutions in the same month, so we split up a donation. But this month, we dedicated a whole donation to the Trevor Project, and now we're doing a whole donation to the Transgender Law Center, especially considering everything that's kind of going on right now. Those are probably two of the best places that we can send our money right now. We got Mason Holden with a super chat saying, wish I could stay for the stream.
You are blessed by Christ, ma'am.
Mason
or
got blessed by Christ.
You are blessed.
Except that's literally Christ's fluid in that cup. But I'm off to a birthday debauchery. Looking forward to seeing this later, my guy. Keep up your efforts. Thank you so much there, Mason. Appreciate it. So if you want to do a super chat like Mason did, like Daniel already did, definitely consider doing that. I will read super chats that I get live on the air. You can have your voice added to the discussion. And so if you don't want to do a super chat, though, you could join the Skeptic Mafia. Being part of the Skeptic Mafia guarantees that you help us donate to some of the shittiest causes out there, I guess, or do the shittiest things with it for the best reasons. So if you want to join the Skeptic Mafia, definitely do that. Or just watching our videos and sharing it out with your friends and everything like that. That also helps us donate to a bunch of worthwhile charities. So I appreciate everybody that's going to be doing a super chat or is part of Skeptic Mafia or has watched videos this month. I appreciate y'all so much. Now, we do have a bit of a truncated stream tonight just because I was really bogged down with work. I didn't have enough time to really get a whole bunch of stuff situated prior to doing the video tonight. So we're just going to go through some comments. We got some comments of the day, and then we're going to get directly on into the video, and then we'll be doing the Skeptic Mafia comments afterwards. We got Mary Johnson doing a member chat, saying, I'm going to guess before watching that he'll talk about the constants of the universe. Probably. Well, it's more or less the mechanics of mathematics rather than like any...
Hey, ain't nobody gonna be fighting over this $5. It's all mine.
Oh, no. Is it really loud for you there, hon? Okay, I turned it down a little bit. Thank you so much there, Asexual Atheist, celebrating my second anniversary of being an atheist. Woo, way to go. Glad you're here with us there, Asexual Atheist. Thank you so much for doing a super chat. All right, so we're going to go on ahead and get on into the, well, it would be Today I Learns, but we're going to be doing the comments of the day. I just remembered that I have that on silent, so I was supposed to sing it. But anyways, here's the comments of the day thing. Comments of the day. Prepare to facepalm yourself in the next week. Oh man, that uke is the best like $30 we've ever spent. You disagree? It's not the best. Our house is the best. That's what the best is. Our house was more than $30. Oh, before we get into this comment, I saw this. I don't know if y'all know the page or the social media thing called Interesting Engineering. For a while now, they've been posting up these little videos.
This person just bought an express ticket to hell.
They've been posting up these videos about these expandable homes. And they actually posted up one recently that showed them actually fabricating the homes as they're with them like unfolding a little bit. They said that they got two models right now, a 450 square foot one and a 900 square foot one. But the only problem is that these the homes go for like $300 to $450 a square foot. So for like for like a 900 square foot home at the $450 range, that's over $400,000 for a fucking fold out house. And at best it's like $200,000. You're better just actually buying a fucking home. Like, I don't even understand that. Anyways, Quentin Van Booben had a super chat saying, sending in my weekly tithe to the Church of GE, where the only doctrine is don't be a bellend. Technical difficulties always a great way to start. Hey, that's how we do things. Like, if we had a church, I believe that technical difficulties would be like that prelude to the actual preaching where you sing songs and shit, except it's just me being like, well, fucking shit, what the hell is this? Why isn't my microphone on? What's up, heathens? Oh shit, something else got fucked up. And, that's just how we start our service. Praise Jesus. Anyways, so, on to the comments. We got this dumbass right here saying, July 4th is a big day for the USA, but July 5th could be really interesting for the world. Don't forget to stay sober on the 4th just in case I'm not crazy. Hashtag CERN. Yeah, I've been following. Their goal is to open a portal to where I don't know. Talking about the CERN, the Hadron Collider being turned on. Yeah, they think that they were going to open up a dimension to another world. Good reason to get drunk. It does. Like, if they're going to open up some kind of like mysterious portal to somewhere, drink the fuck up, Anyways, next person says, no clue, but according to my 2-year-old, they need to watch out for bees. And it's 2022. I'm not ruling anything out, so sign me up for a sober 4th of July. First of all, who wants to be sober in the first place? Come on. Other than alcoholics, never mind. Anyways, the next comment says, sorry, rambling, but this stuff gets we all worked up and excited. But 3 years ago, when they were doing all that work on the God particle before turning off the collider for upgrades and repairs, look how crazy the past 3 years have been. Oh, obviously, the Hadron Collider is what caused COVID. It opened up a portal to another dimension where the COVID virus actually came from it. And if you didn't know, the CERN, the CERN is actually based in China. Okay, and so that's where they opened up the portal to, and the bats came through, and that's when Ozzy Osbourne had a snack, and then Ozzy Osbourne actually transmitted COVID-19. We're gonna get. I probably shouldn't say this because on my gaming channel I had a video taken down because I was saying a whole bunch of crazy COVID shit. I was saying it sarcastically, but they still took it the fuck down.
Drink up, motherfucker. It's not getting any better.
Jester, Lord of Fools, says there's a fine line between to be and need to be. Yeah, there is there, Jester. Thank you so much for that super chat. All right, let's see. What's our next thing? Oh, here we go. The sun is like a burning fire. Where does it get its oxygen from to enhance the fire? The sun isn't on fire. The sun is plasma that's undergoing fusion. You don't have to be a genius to know that kind of shit. Where's it getting its oxygen? It doesn't need oxygen because it's fusing atoms together, and that's producing a lot of energy and also photons. So, I don't know. I feel like a basic Googling would have shut this motherfucker up, but instead he decides to post to Facebook. I mean, we all make decisions. The fire of 1,000 suns. Well, I mean, that's just a common saying. So, I mean, I would hope it, people aren't like, whoa, shit, the sun's on fire. Holy fuck. You never know though.
Just
Vanta Blue sent a super chat saying, shit's on fire, yo. Can you imagine a hillbilly in the club being like, shit's on fire, yo. Let that motherfucker burn.
That's how I felt this morning. My mom called me and like, what's going on at the arsenal? There's a big smoke. It's candle. They fucking shit up.
I know yes, they did blow shit up. Honey, would you like a mic? Okay. You're just very talkative and nobody can hear you. Well, yeah, but I'm doing a live stream, so if you're sorry, so Redstone Arsenal is up here in North Alabama, and they do a bunch of testing up there, and apparently it scared my mother-in-law when a giant plume of smoke was emanating from the base this morning, and it was either Russia attacked or maybe a Proud Boy got his hands on something.
Maybe you should quit drinking.
Who knows?
That beer, GE.
I know they warned us that they were doing it, hun, but still, I mean, you got the Secret Service out there protecting Trump, and even I saw a bunch of stuff where they were basically facilitating the entire endeavor. So, I mean, who knows what's fucking going on at this point? It's Brandalarium. Oh shit. Cadence says, wait, we could say shit on a super chat now? The fuck?
Maybe you should quit drinking all that beer, GE.
Maybe that's what the little stars are about. It's like, oh shit, they done cursing. Leah, I'm gonna fuck this name up. Leah Mianchuk says, about to watch my favorite apologist outside of Habermas, obviously, get taken to task. These educated hacks need to be held accountable. Go GE! Thank you there, Leah. Yeah, Cadence, I had no fucking idea you could curse in, like, that didn't even register to me. Vanta's thing. And then my lovely wife just says, fuck ass damn dipshit how. You're sounding like that bartender from Boondock Saints over there.
Give me a beer. That's what he said.
Yeah. Hey, fuck ass, give me a beer. Yep. Everybody's gonna love putting that shit in the super chats now. Super chat now so you can hear me curse. But anyways, all right. So next up, we've got a little science lesson for the idiots at the global warming conference. Iceberg ocean in the one measuring cup, and then on over there, it's after the iceberg melts, ocean level remains the same. Ocean. Because as we all know, volume is just a concept. It's not a reality.
2 Timothy, what the fuck ever? Shut the fuck up.
Yeah. So Daniel M says, so far as I can tell, we can say shit, fuck, ass, and others. Give it a try. Yes, everybody, do give it a try. Do super chats so you can say fuck on air. Okay. So basically what this amounts to is just not understanding the fact that when you put ice in there, the same amount of water displacement occurs when it's frozen as when it's like melted. So I mean, you're not going to get that big of a difference of it there when it melts, because the ice that you've put in there has already displaced the water enough to raise it up to what it would be, when it's melted, because there's not actually like there's always natural evaporation that occurs with that.
That's KC's money.
You're making me say that, honey. You're making me say that.
You don't have to say it, but somebody asks.
No. I mean, my promise. All right, I don't keep many of my promises. All right, on the GE channel, but my promise is to read every super chat. My wife, my lovely wife, I love her so much. She says, "Contest." I just wanted to scream it. That's all. Anyways, so there's some natural evaporation that occurs, okay? Whenever water's just kind of sitting out there. But besides that, you're not losing any kind of water. You're not gaining any kind of water when ice melts. It's just, it changes state. So, I mean, you're not going to see a big difference. This is just a public display of how much somebody didn't pay attention to their science teacher. Caden says, I think the stars in the super chat window might be indicating those who are in the Skeptic Mafia.
I think they're members.
Are they? I thought that I saw some that were not members but had the. Maybe they are. Maybe. Interesting. Okay, cool. So anyways, that explains that. Y'all are gonna end up killing me with these super chats. All right, so next up, we've got this dumbass thing. That's not how you spell contest, KC.
No, I meant what I said.
Casey meant what she said.
I said what I said.
She said what she said. All right, so this one is from conception to adulthood. Maybe I should really read it in the proper voice. From conception to adulthood, the seed literally is the brain and the spinal cord. No, like the tail, like all, like the sperm, gets into the egg and everything like that, and then they start to gestate. They start multiplying in the cells and everything like that. So there's nothing of the sperm left after it inseminates the egg. Just because this is a bit of pareidolia, I guess, almost, because it's like, oh, look, there's a head and a tail. Oh, look, there's the brain, and then there's a tail. And then if you take out the skeleton, like if you do a predator yank off of the spinal cord and the skull, and then you hold it up there, it kind of looks like a sperm.
Motherfucker, it's not getting any better.
Shit, piss, fuck, cunt, cocksucker, motherfucker, tits. All of the George Carlin words, okay? You could say all of that shit, all right? And Elizabeth Richardson upgraded their membership. Thank you so much there, Elizabeth. It's because you like me saying all these dirty ass words, huh? Well, yes, it is a tail, but it's not the same tail as the sperm, is what I was trying to communicate there. It looks like a Peter Cottontail, hon? Okay. Anyways, this is just bullshit. Darren Wright. Knobcock.
I feel like I've let him do that before.
I don't know. All right, so here's a flat earth guy who says, shadows prove the table is curved and the lamp is 93 million miles away.
Hey, I don't know if y'all know this, but every time you donate, the Lord cries.
Don't argue with the science. Jason Kolosik says the egg bites off the head of the sperm. I mean, I'm not exactly sure what happens to the tail after it, so I'm not even going to try to like venture a guess about it. But regardless of that, the tail, regardless of what happens to the tail is no more after it starts to gestate and multiply and everything like that. So there you go. All right, don't argue with the science. So this person obviously doesn't understand, like, for one thing, how bright a lamp is compared to the sun. Also, the fact that holding the light right up over the thing and then having the thing, like, this is not representative of like the sun and the earth and everything like that. I just really don't think that this person understands like perspective and how distance affects these things. Elizabeth Richardson says, I can't seem to super chat, but it's going to look like everyone has Tourette's up in here soon. Everybody's going to make me look like I got Tourette's or some kind of shit. I'm just a pervert. Yeah, you falling in line with Ken Ham over there? Or, sorry, Kent Hovind? No? Well, this fuck ass is a dipshit. How? Anyways, I'm not trying to make fun of anybody with Tourette's or anything like that. I'm just that comment from Elizabeth. All right, so next up, there's this dipshit who says, there is no such thing as viruses. Wait, it's in all caps, so I should really. There is no such thing as viruses.
Hey, ain't nobody gonna be fighting over this $5. It's all mine.
Let's try one without swearing. If this works, I'm going to be sad that I can't swear. And then Elizabeth Richardson goes, well, fuck. You know, it's probably a rolling out kind of feature to allow you to say fucking shit in the super chats. Anyways, we have all been lied to we have been lied to all our lives. And then the comments say, where's the science behind this? Where did you hear this? I've been hearing it from multiple virologists on the Facebooks and the twats. So
hey, ain't nobody gonna be fighting over this $5. It's all mine.
Again, my lovely, insanely beautiful wife says, I'll say bitch if I want to. Jester says, as the Tourette's guy in the room, it's funny as hell. Anywho, Google won't let me swear on my B-Day. Fuck Google.
Also, birthday.
Birthday. Right. Sorry there. I'm a little slow there, Jester. Here we go. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to Jester. Happy birthday, fuck ass. My bad there, Jester.
Quentin said we are very much find out we can swear. Trying this.
Yeah. So yeah, I think my message to the Transgender Law Center is that this was partially funded by fuck shits and cocks and motherfuckers. All right. So obviously this is ridiculous. You know, I've been hearing it from multiple virologists. I sincerely doubt virologists are saying viruses aren't real. So that just seems to be a bit fucky there. And then finally, here's our last comment before we get to the video tonight. We got this person saying, all I know for a fact, Fact, y'all. Fact is my friend glows. 2 of my friends' mothers are magnetic. My cousin and 3 other people I know died from the shot. I cut hair. In my clients, I've seen tons of alopecia, psoriasis, eczema, heart problems, TMJ, and a couple of deaths. The list goes on. Like, what kind of fucking haircuts are you given? Like, yeah, like I like how magnetic, like are they magnetomagnetic, or like are they just sort of really sweaty, nasty people, and so like you can have like a spoon or something attached to their heads, like, oh shit, look, I'm hold on, I gotta get it just right. If I can get it, maybe I'm magnetic. Oh no! I mean, it's plastic, but you know. Anyways, I don't really think somebody subscribe to talk shit in the chat. I don't have an alert for that. I should probably do that. Anyways, my cousin and 3 other people I know died from the shot. What? I sincerely doubt it, considering like there was a blood clot thing that happened kind of early on, but I haven't really heard of a lot of like problems like that. You missed the. I mean, why didn't you curse in it?
Just a little bit of money.
Casey, my amazing wife, said, "My booty is magnetic." Yes, honey, your booty is very magnetic. My hand is attracted to it for sure. Eczema, heart problems. Like, they've seen heart problems giving a haircut? Like giving haircuts? Like what kind of haircut are you giving that you're giving people heart problems? Anyways, this just seems like one of those things where people are spouting off bullshit. They know it's bullshit, but they want to further the narrative that people don't need to get the vaccine, so it just seems really stupid. Oh, we got Daniel M, who says, apparently psoriasis, eczema, heart problems, TMJ are one thing based on the lack of use of commas.
Dude, Timothy, what the fuck ever? Shut the fuck up.
Yep, that's all one thing. Like, that's one condition right there. You have them all at once. You look fucked up as shit. And you got heart problems, so you're probably like on the floor, you know, convulsing and shit with your TMJ. Isn't TMJ like a neck thing? Oh, is it a jaw thing? So your jaw's like stuck open, like, ah. No? I don't know. I've never had TMJ or know anybody. Oh, did you? Oh. Oh, okay. So what's TMJ? Is that like lockjaw?
It's like a thing. I don't know. I don't know exactly.
So Jester says it's inflammation. I mean, I'm not the one making the claims, and so I mean, I have no idea what TMJ would be, but you guys obviously know way more than I do. But anyways, so that's it for the comments. You know, obviously these people are fucking crazy as shit. And I guess now we'll get on into the response so I can stop making, you know, myself embarrassing myself and shit with these comments. All right, so I gotta get this resized real quick. Hold on. Apparently his video is in a weird aspect ratio. Kate, my amazing wife just said, my booty is in a weird aspect ratio. Is it, honey? Is it in a weird aspect ratio? Your eyes are in front of you. You can't tell. All right, baby. I love you, babe. No alcohol. Okay, it's going to be a little truncated because it's got a weird aspect ratio on it. But anyways, all right. So welcome, heathens, to the main show here. We've got William Lane Craig. Now, William Lane Craig is going to be making the argument that the only way that mathematics makes sense is understanding it through God. Obviously, through God, all things are possible, even solving calculations and like calculus problems and differential equations. Apparently, those are only able to be solved through God. God is necessary for the universe to work mathematically and all this other kind of stuff. So don't be expecting too hard of a like mathematical argument for God. It's pretty much, as far as I understand it, just math exists, therefore God exists, motherfucker. Believe and suck on Jesus' dick now. Praise God is kind of the route in a very southern way. That's the exact route that that William Lane Craig takes. He doesn't want to say the quiet part out loud, but I'll be his mouthpiece, if you will, for the quiet part that they're not saying. Anyways, let's go on ahead and get to the video, shall we?
Mathematical description of reality is where we're always led. It's fantastically accurate.
The book of nature is written in the language of mathematics. Throughout human history, man has discovered a universal framework providing insights into the deepest mysteries of reality.
Well, so first off, I have to say that, I mean, humans created mathematics to describe the reality that we observe and that we live in. So it's not that mathematics was there waiting to be discovered. It's that we created mathematics to describe what we were observing in nature. So there's no way that nature can be built off of mathematics, considering that mathematics is a tool used to describe nature. It doesn't really make sense to say nature is built off of mathematics. Mathematics is a tool, just like various other things are tools in which to describe reality. So I feel like he's starting off in a little bit of a bass backwards place here, because he's kind of putting the cart before the horse. The nature just exists as it is, and we describe it with mathematics. And so what he's really trying to get at here, though, the quiet part that he's not saying out loud, is that the mechanisms behind reality, behind nature, that cause nature to operate in the way that it does, is what mathematics is, but that's not true, because there have been several points in history where mathematics has changed because we've observed something new about our reality. So there's no way for us to know that whatever math we have right now is really representative of all of the...
We got a new member!
Woo! New member! We will never know if the mathematics that we have right now is really representative of how our universe works. The best that we can do is describe our reality with mathematics and other things. The best that we could do is just describe it as we observe it. And when something new comes along, we augment our understanding of mathematics and we incorporate that into it. And this has happened a couple times in the past too. That's like, for instance, when Newton, had his whole apple idea. Newton was the first one that kicked off the whole calculus field of mathematics to describe how planets orbit around other massive objects like the sun and the moon around the earth and stuff like that. So we've changed mathematics a bunch in during our time, with having mathematics. Mathematics also changed around with general and special relativity. Our understanding of how our universe works, like when it near the beginning of time, near the beginning of the universe, and near the event horizon of black holes, that has changed. So mathematics has changed a lot over the years, but the reason why it's changed is not because our observable universe has changed or anything about nature has changed. It's just that we've observed things that don't fit with our current understanding of mathematics, so we have to change mathematics. And this is the crux of this entire video. It's 4 minutes. We're only 20 seconds in. We've already fucked it up a pretty good bit because the entire video here is going to operate off of this notion of putting the cart before the horse, that nature is based off of our current understanding of mathematics, or like just this entire idea that it's structured in a certain way that only an intelligent designer could have put it together. It could be necessary that our universe, our reality operates this way as just how it is. Like it's one of those foundational principles of reality. That's just how our universe operates. But also there's nothing that says that another universe can't operate in a different way. For me, at least, that's why the cosmological argument doesn't really make a lot of sense, because if you try to apply the cosmological argument to other universes, there's no way for you to know whether or not those underlying mechanisms of reality are the same in those other parallel universes. Like one could assume that they would all be the same, but what do you have to base that assumption on? We don't really have a lot to base that assumption on. So if there's another universe that were to exist with different constants and different things, then we would have fundamentally different mechanisms that work in that universe, and we would have fundamentally different observations. And so we would end up with a fundamentally different set of mathematical equations, a different mathematics entirely. So that's where this particular argument and the cosmological argument really kind of fall flat for me, is that they make this presumption that the universe is based off of our current understanding of mathematics, and it's just really not.
Math lies at the foundations of transformative technologies. Its theorems led to the discovery of Einstein's general theory of relativity.
I mean, I feel like the problems with mathematics at the time probably is what fueled that one, because with Einstein's theory of special relativity and general relativity, you know, that was an effort to, you know, provide explanations for observations that we have and to make predictions about things that would occur. If this area over here operates in this way, then that should affect the rest of reality in these ways. That's the predictive nature of science and mathematics. So I feel like Einstein wasn't, it wasn't like the current set of mathematics is what allowed Einstein to figure that shit out. I think that it was problems with current mathematics that didn't mesh with observations that they were making that fueled him to fundamentally change how we understood the universe. And because that's ultimately what Einstein was doing, was he was changing how we understood the universe to operate. And he made a bunch of predictions, and so far they've been right on the money, the predictions that both of his theories made. And but again, this isn't the first time it's happened. When Newton created calculus, he also saw, he had observations that didn't make sense with, I think it's the basic mechanics. Fuck, I'm blanking on the name. You know, I think I got that COVID memory thing too. It happens to me fucking all the time. The basic form of physics. I can't remember what it's called. Platonism, maybe? No. Well, no. Newtonian? Classical mechanics. Thank you, Jessel. Classical mechanics. Right. Because there's the idea of classical mechanics, and how all that works. And then there's, you know, what Newton came up with, which was calculus. And with classical mechanics, you can't use classical mechanics to describe like a lot of the things that we observe out in space, like orbiting planets and stuff like that. You need a different kind of mathematics in order to explain those things, like calculus. And so, because of those observations not matching up with their current understanding of physics, it had to be reworked. It had to be changed. And then again, it also changed with string theory and quantum mechanics. So I mean, those are different. Like, it's changed so much. The field of mathematics and physics has changed so much over time. It's really kind of crazy. It's crazy to think that somebody could be so myopic, like William Lane Craig is being here, that he would think that current mathematics drives all of past innovations, and in the realm of mathematics, and it's just not true.
The laws of physics are all represented in surprisingly elegant mathematical equations. Every invention, every advancement owes mathematics a debt of gratitude. In fact, all of science relies on the assumption that we live in a mathematically imbued universe.
Let's see. Daniel M. sent a super chat saying, classical mechanics works.
Maybe you should quit drinking all that beer, GE.
I was going to say physics 131 at college. I went to that. That was basic physics. Yeah. So, I'm so bad with words. Classical mechanics does work on scales of, like, just here on the Earth. But like when you go out into space, when you're talking about orbiting planets and everything like that, that's when you need like calculus and all of that. So yeah, thank you there, Daniel.
But mathematics is so accurate, so effective at describing nature, that it presents us with a puzzle.
I don't think it really presents us with a puzzle at all, because we see this is the whole cart before the horse kind of problem here, because we've set up mathematics to describe reality. And so that's why mathematics works so well with nature. So it seems so kind of weird to me to say, to marvel at how well mathematics describes reality, when that's exactly why it was created, to describe reality. It's like, oh wow, that stop sign really stops cars. Did you know that? Stop signs stop cars. Well, some cars. Stops people that are driving cars on occasion. So it makes no sense to say what William Lane Craig said here. But then again, William Lane Craig is a theologian. He's not a mathematician.
In 1960, the Nobel Prize-winning physicist and mathematician Eugene Wigner published a paper that stunned the scientific community. He called it The Unreasonable Effectiveness of Mathematics.
And you see, that just doesn't make a lot of sense to me, that somebody would even publish that kind of paper, because it's a lot like saying that rockets shooting off into space and launching satellites into orbit and everything like that. It's unreasonable to expect that to happen when we designed the rockets and the satellites and everything like that to do exactly that. There's nothing like miraculous about it, as far as the physics goes, because we designed those things to do those particular jobs. Just like with mathematics, we have designed mathematics to describe the reality that we observe. So it's really not that big of a surprise, and you can't say that it's unreasonable that it works as well, because that's exactly what we've designed it to do. It doesn't make sense. Also, prior, I was not trying to suggest that classical mechanics isn't useful to us. It's definitely still useful and still very much used, But you know, what we've changed about physics and mechanics has just been to try to fully describe every aspect of our universe rather than just what we experience here on Earth.
Wigner realized that the universe does not have to exhibit the mathematical structure that it does.
Okay, I would be interested to know what the logic is behind that, because to say that the universe doesn't have to exhibit our brand of mathematics, I would say is true, but then we would just have a different version of mathematics that describes reality. But you see, this is another problem of putting the cart before the horse, because what you have is him saying, oh, the universe shouldn't operate according to mathematics, but yet we've crafted mathematics to describe the universe. So if the universe operated in any kind of different way, then we would have a different form of mathematics, because mathematics is created to describe reality. So, I mean, regardless of what the underlying physics is, or the underlying principles of reality that kind of govern how shit works, regardless of what that is, mathematics is meant to describe it the best that we can. So that's what he's really saying, is that the universe has no reason to work in the way that it does, except that it does work that way. And will we ever know why it does? Maybe not. Maybe we will. Well, we don't know. But all we do know is that the universe operates in this particular way, and mathematics describes it. So postulating some kind of intelligent designer is as being necessary for the universe to operate the way that it does just literally makes no sense to me when you don't need a creator. Everything operates naturally. We don't find the need for a creator in anything else. So why should we need a creator to make sense of why the universe operates the way that it does? I think that's the real discussion that he's looking to have here, but he's really getting bogged down in this whole mathematics, or the universe is based on mathematics.
His awareness led to a question that continues to baffle philosophers and mathematicians. Why does mathematics work?
Because we designed it to work. And when it doesn't work, you know what we do? We change it! Yeah, Casey got that one right. It's really weird for me to hear somebody say this particular thing, because it's like, well, when mathematics doesn't work with our observations, it's either our observations are wrong, in which then we retest and we try to figure out what could have went wrong or what was wrong, or we have to change mathematics in order to match what our observations say. And that's happened multiple times in the past. I've already covered, poorly, I'm sure, I've covered some of those instances. So, I mean, it's not like this is something that hasn't happened before. This is some kind of weird out of the realm of possibility thing that I'm proposing here. This has happened multiple times. So, I mean, if it doesn't match with our observations, we either double check our observations, correct our observations, making sure that they are truly representative of reality, or we change math. Daniel M says,
donating this much only makes me drink more.
Thank you, Daniel. Daniel says, not to mention that it hasn't always been perfect and we've had to correct the math, although you were there faster than I could type. Jester says, why is a concept of man, not the universe? Exactly.
Just a little bit of money.
Fucking money. That's KC's money.
Perhaps even more puzzling, a mathematical framework exists not only in the physical world, but in human minds as well. How is it that a mathematical theorist like Peter Higgs can sit down at his desk and by poring over mathematical equations, predict the existence of a fundamental particle.
Because that's how science works, dipshit!
Here comes the gravy train.
Pineapple platypotamus. Jesus, fucked it. Pineapple platypotamus says, I like this.
Just a little bit of money.
Pineapple platypotamus. Yeah. I like the skepticism of God, but are you skeptical of math too? I find it hard to believe that anyone is skeptical of math being real. I mean, I'm not skeptical of math. Are you talking about William Lane Craig here being skeptical of math? Look, I think that, it's a bit of a nuanced question there, whether or not you should be skeptical of math. Like, I'm not skeptical of like current math until somebody, sufficiently proves why some kind of idea in mathematics is wrong and we need to do it a different way. And then we have, peer review, and we've got all these mechanisms to kind of, really nail down whether or not it's right. So I guess as far as math goes, math is something that you can actually work out yourself and see if you get the right answer, because it's either going to match up to reality or it's not. If it doesn't match up to reality, then you either fucked up or the math's fucked up. So it's kind of a binary situation right there. So I don't know. I'm not exactly. I'm a little confused on your question there. But then we got Quentin Van Boomen says, "How the fuck does this prove the Christian God?" That's what I would like to ask, because a lot of times people like William Lane Craig will use these very high level philosophical kind of arguments for God, but they always want to say that it proves their particular God when it really doesn't. All he's doing is, I guess, trying to lay a foundation for a God existing, and that's what he's attempting to do. I'm hoping that's what I hope he doesn't think that this proves a Christian God. And we got Gregory Burlington, who says math does not prove God.
Maybe you should quit drinking all that beer, G.E.
You only deny God because you want to sin. You know God exists, but just don't want to admit it. Nothing has disproved the Bible whatsoever. Is that a joke, Super Chat? So you only deny God because you want to sin. Obviously, that's not true. Christians sin. They sin, then they ask for forgiveness, and then they rinse and repeat. So it's really that it's a sin. Apparently, he's dead serious in the chat there. God exists, but just don't want to admit it. I don't know that God exists. That's why I'm constantly looking for evidence that God exists. Nothing has disproved the Bible whatsoever. That's not true, because there's plenty of things in the Bible that are just either ahistorical or never happened. Like, there's a lot of things that prove the Bible's not true. So, I mean, you're just blatantly wrong right there. But hey, Gregory, thank you so much for the super chat, and I hope I'm so glad that you helped us donate to the Transgender Law Center this month. I mean, it's going to be so great being able to donate all that money to help people get the legal help that they need, especially in times right now. So thank you so much for that donation. But yeah, so the way that science and mathematics works is that you can make predictions because the universe operates in the same way uniformly across the universe, everywhere. It operates uniformly, and the way that we understand the universe to operate now, as far as we understand it, we can make predictions using science and mathematics and all these other tools. And so that's why this guy was able to sit down with mathematics, with science, with physics, and all that other kind of stuff, and predict the Higgs boson, because all of the calculations and everything like that, everything was pointing towards this Higgs boson particle, and all they had to do was find empirical evidence of it. So there you go.
The idea that the universe should be imbued with a mathematical structure that makes science possible.
Pineapple Platypus
2 Timothy, what the fuck ever? Shut the fuck up.
says, with all of the loyal sheep for government to use and abuse them, are you in favor of Christianity having its own loyal sheep to use? I mean, I kind of wish that you'd forego all of the like inflammatory talk, because I'm having trouble understanding what you're trying to ask here. I don't know, maybe if it's just me, I don't really understand like what you're trying to ask me here, but I'll do my best to answer you. I don't agree with people using others like as sheep, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. Apparently it's not just me. Other people feel the same way, so good. Let me go back a little bit here.
That the universe should be imbued with a mathematical structure that makes science possible cries out for explanation.
I mean, it really doesn't. At least the way that he's framing this, it really doesn't, because we know why math works so well with nature. That's because we've designed mathematics to describe nature. That's why it is. If he's asking about why the underlying mechanics of reality exist, I don't know if we'll ever know. But I also don't think that you automatically have to posit a creator or an intelligent designer in order for those things to happen. I think it could just be a natural part of reality, it's just a natural fact of reality that's there.
Why is mathematics so effective? Wigner concluded it is difficult to avoid the impression that a miracle confronts us here.
It's not really a miracle when people designed it to do one job and it does that job. And when it doesn't do the job, then we change it so that it does do the job. There is no miracle in that.
For on his worldview, the effectiveness of mathematics is inexplicable. His account had to be a purely physical, scientific one. As a result, the unreasonable effectiveness of mathematics seems to the naturalist to be just an amazing coincidence.
It's not an amazing coincidence because we designed it. I feel like I really am repeating myself a lot here. We designed it to do that, so it's not an amazing coincidence. I mean, it's a lot like saying, oh, it's an amazing coincidence that cars drive down the street. No, we designed them to do that, be driven rather. We designed them to travel down a street, and because they do that, they are working properly, and so it amazes me how he keeps on with this whole idea that it's an amazing thing that mathematics does the one job that it was created to do. And it's not an amazing thing. That's expected. Like, mathematics doesn't get a cookie for doing its job, okay?
But the dismissal of the divine was never the initial target of scientific inquiry, for it was the faith of early scientists that inspired the project of modern science. Because there is a rational creator, you could study the universe logically. Subsequent discoveries unveiled its elegant mathematical foundations. The universe indeed had a logical structure. Mind seemed to be at its very center.
Christ, ma'am. Or sir. You are blessed.
So here's the noble one who says, everything must have an origin. An origin by definition doesn't have a beginning. It is the beginning. God equals origin. Without this, you run into the fallacy of ad infinitum in regards to origins. I just want to say thank you to all the Christians that are donating to help all the LGBTQ people at the Transgender Law Center this month. You guys are awesome for helping those people out. They really need it right now. I don't know what you're trying to say with your super chat message, but I read it as I promised that I would do. I don't know what you're trying to say with it, but again, huh? Yeah, apparently. Yeah. So if they're trying to, good point, honey. If they're trying to say that God is the first, like the prime mover or the origin of everything and whatnot, I mean, I feel like you're doing a bit of special pleading and you're moving the goalposts on your God there. To pushing it out there and especially pleading for your God that your God doesn't need to have an origin. You kind of run into a problem there logically, if you will. So there's that. But anyways, thank you for donating to the Transgender Law Center.
It turns out that the unreasonable effectiveness of mathematics provides powerful evidence for the existence of God.
I really don't see how it can. I need to go back a little bit here because I know that there was something that I wanted to say.
Logically. Subsequent discoveries unveiled its elegant mathematical foundations. The universe.
Well, no, so subsequent discoveries invited change to the way that mathematics works. Like with gravity and the orbiting planets and everything like that, that invited change to mathematics. Einstein and his general and special relativity, that him wanting to explain things that classical mechanics couldn't necessarily explain, invited change to mathematics. So, I mean, suggesting that those things, like somehow, were already explained by mathematics. I don't know if that's what he's saying, but it kind of makes it seem like it's working in the opposite direction. Like as far as Craig understands it, it works in the opposite direction. Like further advancements illuminated like mathematics even further. But I mean, we had to change it to describe our observations.
Indeed had a logical structure. Mind seemed to be at its very center.
Well, no. I mean, it only has a logical structure because we created logic in order to explain observations in reality. That suffers from the same thing as mathematics does. We created the concept of logic, the laws of logic, and all that to describe things that we noticed in nature. And mathematics was done the same way. We got Mark Baker, who says the Ica Stones proves the creation account
I've
because
come to drink beer and shit on people. Luckily, I have enough beer.
I actually do have enough. I got a bunch of fucking beer back there. The Ica Stones proves the creation account because it shows dinosaurs living with humans thousands of years ago, not millions of years ago. What? Yeah, thank you so much, Mark, for donating to the Transgender Law Center. I can't thank all of you Christians enough for helping out the LGBTQ individuals out there get the legal help that they need. But the Ica Stones really don't prove that. For one thing, as far as I remember about the Ica Stones, those particular shapes in there only resemble dinosaurs because of us knowing about dinosaurs now. They don't actually prove that dinosaurs were living at the same time as humans. So you're just suffering a bit of pareidolia there because you already understand what dinosaurs are, what they look like. But at the time of the stones being carved and whatnot, they were meant to represent other creatures. And just because you interpret it to be one thing doesn't mean that they originally thought that same thing. So you're just wrong. I know that there was there was a group of stones. I can't remember the names of the stones or whatever because they're just all fucking. It's a fucking dumb argument. But there's one group of stones that was faked, and then there's another group of stones that just had some similar.
Hey, y'all know what? Anytime is a good time for a beer.
Okay. Let's see, impact of the pathway to the gods. Oh my god, that's the ancient aliens, dude.
Love him.
Yeah. See, impact, except in rare cases that provenance is known, there's no reliable way of dating the stones. Thus, a stone of uncertain origin can never be used to establish a conclusion which would otherwise be considered unlikely. The stones have been used by some young Earth creationists to claim that humans lived in with dinosaurs. Believers in the ancient astronauts have also attempted to use the stones. Yeah, a bunch of kooks. I don't know. I'm just looking at the Wikipedia page. There's no mention of them being forged. Like I said, there's one group of stones that were forged, and then there's other stones that just seem to resemble dinosaurs or whatnot, but they're not actually dinosaurs or whatnot. Let's see. It seems like they've got dubious origins. They got dubious claims about them. Yeah, they don't pass any kind of scientific tests. It says here from howstuffworks.com, the Ica stones are far more likely a product of an elaborate hoax rather than legitimate stones. Okay, so apparently these are the stones that are fabricated. Like I said, I didn't remember the name of the stones that were fabricated, but then there are other stones that they commonly use that just depict different animals that people say are. Yeah, Deviant Outcast says that the Ica stones were proven fakes. Yeah, that's what I just got to. Jason Kulisek, next William Lane Craig video, How God Created Logic. Thank you there, Deviant Outcast. I appreciate your super chat there. I wish I had just looked over here quicker. But yeah, so like I said, two groups of stones. One of them's fake, and that's the Ica.
You know, donating this much only makes me drink more.
Elizabeth Richardson says, like, ancient people couldn't have imaginations and just make up things in drawings. Exactly. I don't know why we're getting so many Christians tonight. All right, let's continue. Oh, Dragon Master says Christians trolling.
Just a little bit of money.
Dragon Master says Christians trolling, giving to a charity they hate. I know, right? It's so great that all of these Christians are coming out and donating to the Transgender Law Center. I'm gonna be sure to really prop you guys up as real supporters of the LGBTQ community there. Appreciate you so much.
It turns out that the unreasonable effectiveness of mathematics provides powerful evidence for the existence of God. If God exists, then the effectiveness of mathematics is actually something that we should expect.
Okay, this is why that argument's shit. Because you could say, oh, if we presume that God exists, then it makes total sense that Jesus would have been resurrected from the dead. If you can use that argument to also validate some ridiculous thing like a Jew resurrecting from the dead, I don't see the value in that argument. Because if you have to presume that God exists first, and it's your particular God that exists, like an intelligent and personal, powerful, and all this other kind of Frank Turk shit, then, I mean, you've already lost your argument. Because you first have to prove that God exists. You can't just presume God exists and then, but we should expect it to operate in this way. And I would also have to push back a little bit on this whole idea that we should expect it to operate in a uniform manner that we could describe with mathematics. In fact, if God can interject in our reality, if God can change how reality works, at least throughout the Old Testament and with Jesus' resurrection and everything like that, if he can violate reality's rules like that, then there's no way that you can know that mathematics works 100% of the time. Obviously, in a secular worldview, we admit that mathematics may not work 100% of the time. But what we can assure you is that as far as we know it, as far as we have observed so far, mathematics describes reality. So you can calculate, gravity on any particular planet. You can calculate, how far you need to shoot a rocket or how fast you need to shoot a rocket in order to escape Earth's gravity. But if God randomly changes the properties of reality, there's no way that you can guarantee that rocket will zip right up into low Earth orbit. There's no way that you can know that for sure. And in a very real way, that God could just decide to cause that rocket to fall out of the sky for whatever reason. And that particular explanation is generally what people go to when they don't understand some shit. Like if some shit happens and they don't know what caused it, oh, God did it. Like you find your keys in the couch. God did it. He helped me find my keys. Or if you're Ben Carson, God helped you pass your medical exam.
Donating this much only makes me drink more.
Henry M says, supporting the brother. Keep up the great work. Thank you there, Henry. Appreciate you. So, I mean, if God were to exist in the way that the Christians describe him, there's no way that we can know physics and math and all that is going to work whenever.
Hey, ain't nobody going to be fighting over this $5. It's all mine.
Whenever we make a prediction, I don't see how we can make effective predictions on a world where God can just randomly decide to change shit. That's not how a uniform universe operates. You can't have your cake and eat it too in this particular respect. God either has to obey the laws of reality or he breaks them on occasion.
I don't know what y'all have heard, but donating is not going to make me stop. Fuck me in the asshole.
Quentin Van Boeven says, just to piss off the Christian trolls, here is some more money for the charity. As always, I know my money goes to shitty causes. I have spare words, so fuck. Who's Your Buddy says, if Poseidon isn't real, then how do my sprinklers water my lawn? Checkmate, atheists. You know what? I have not turned on my sprinklers once, but you know what? My yard gets sprinkled. I wonder how that happens, honey.
I turn it on.
I know you do. I was just being facetious there, hon. Yeah, but Who's Your Buddy makes a really good point. You can literally put in any other god and it would work. So if this proves that Craig's God exists or any other kind of God exists, then it literally proves any other God. Jason Kolosik says, can't watch the silent geezer at the table without flashing in 2001 Space Odyssey.
Ain't nobody going to be fighting over this $5. It's all mine.
To flashing in 2001 A Space Odyssey. And then Drew's Book Review says, just want to say I am fucking here for this shit show. And
donating this much only makes me drink more.
Little Cedar says, how much do we have to tip to get KC's version of Brocephus?
I'm a Yankee.
You're a Yankee? She's a Yankee. So, I mean, she can do like, I don't know, some kind of Yankee thing. I don't know what Yankees do. Hey guys, what's up with the pop? Y'all got some liquor mixed with pop?
To Timothy, what the fuck ever? Shut the fuck up. Maybe you should quit drinking all that beer, GE.
I mean, I just remember as like a southern middle schooler going up to a northern state and they were like, do you want some pop? The fuck is pop? I don't drink liquor.
Hey, I don't know if y'all know this, but every time you donate, the Lord cries.
Catherine G says KC is on fire. And you know what? Richard Hamilton donated and said, hey, I love the LGBTQ Transgender Law Center, and I want to donate all the money that I can to the Transgender Law Center. So here's some money for the Transgender Law Center to help LGBTQ persons get the kind of legal help they need. Thank you so much there, Richard. Keith M says, for the crap show, hail Santa! I mean Satan! It's like, ah, shit, I let it slip. Oh, WLC, got it, because I did. William Lane Craig, got it. See, that's the kind of crowd that William Lane Craig attracts. Shitty trolls. Oh, okay. You wouldn't know, huh? Sucking dick's fun. Fuck, I was gonna say something, but I that threw me off.
You distracted yourself.
I distracted myself.
And on atheism, there just isn't any explanation. As Albert Einstein famously remarked, the eternal mystery of the world is its comprehensibility. The fact that it is comprehensible is a miracle.
Let's see. Let's see. Einstein, 100 years of relativity. So it does seem like Einstein said this. There's no context given as to, yeah, like he's saying so the entire quote is the eternal mystery of the world is its comprehensibility. The fact that it is comprehensible is a miracle. I don't think that he means miracle in the same way.
Ain't nobody gonna be fighting over this $5. It's all mine.
I don't think that he means miracle in the same way that, Christians mean miracle. Typically, Albert Einstein wasn't exactly known for his belief, like in a personal God. So I mean, I don't know. I feel like this is a quote mine. I don't know the entire context surrounding what he's saying here, or like what he's actually meaning. I mean, earlier in this live stream, I directly said like, hey, we may never know why the universe operates the way that it does. I think that that's what Einstein's talking about here, because he says that it's the eternal mystery of the world is its comprehensibility. But I mean, just because Einstein said that doesn't mean anything for God. Like, the fact that we can describe reality with mathematics is just, the fact that we have brains that can make sense of this reality. Like, I really don't think that the context that Craig is giving it here is really the context in which Einstein meant it. Yeah, Michael Mesros made a good point. Miracle equals this is fucking way cool, and yeah, I agree. We did have Hellbound Hillbilly who says, "Here's a 5 for charity, better than any church." That's fucking right.
If God does not exist, then the applicability of mathematics to the physical world is truly incomprehensible.
But so strictly based on what he's talking about here, which we got another super chat coming in.
Hey, ain't nobody gonna be fighting over this $5. It's all mine.
Who's your buddy says, well, if God created math, why didn't he put that tree in the garden instead of the sinning tree? I think we humans were set up. Yeah, we were definitely in the Old Testament. We were definitely set up from the start to fail. But the way that Craig says this argument right here just doesn't make a lot of sense to me, because if God doesn't exist, mathematics still describes reality as we observe it. And like I said before, if God does exist and it's Craig's God, then we shouldn't expect mathematics to describe reality at all times. Now, on a secular view, obviously mathematics, with mathematics, we're not saying that we know how the universe operates in totality. We're just saying that based on our observations, this is how it operates, and mathematics is describing how it operates. So under that understanding of uniformitarianism and how the universe works the same in the past as it does currently and as it will in the future, that's what gives us a firm foundation to make predictions about the future, to be able to use mathematics as a tool in order to understand things that we don't know. That's the underlying thing. What Craig, I feel like, is trying to ask is, why is the universe uniform in its operation? That's what he's essentially trying to ask, but he's going about it in a weird way where he says, why does the universe conform to mathematical principles? Well, that's an easy answer because we designed mathematics that way. But to get at the heart of what he's trying to ask here, while we don't know why the universe operates uniformly, I don't think that we necessarily need to know why it operates uniformly. We also don't have to posit that a God exists in order to describe the reality that we live in order to react to how our universe operates. You know, so I mean, throwing God in there seems like a pointless thing to do when you just don't need to do it. The fact that our universe is uniform doesn't say anything about God. It's a non sequitur.
Yet we find ourselves in a world with a deep mathematical underpinning that defies probability. The effectiveness of mathematics in describing...
Wait, I'm sorry. He said that it defies probability? Like, if we design some machine to do its job and it does its job 99% of the time, does it really defy probability when it does its job? I don't think so. I don't think that it defies probability. I think it falls right in line with probability. Like, to say that mathematics will 99.9% of the time provide you with a tool set to describe reality, you're going to fall right inside that 99.9% most of the time, unless you're doing theoretical shit or encountering some new observation.
Just a little bit of money.
Jester Lord of Fools says defines probability. Yeah. I think that Craig should probably define probability there. But it makes no sense to say that the fact that the universe is comprehensible defies probability when you would need to provide the probabilistic equation that proves that. Like, if it defies probability, what are you talking about? You're talking about like a less than 1% chance that should happen? How are you coming to that number? What are you assigning values to here? Are you using empirical evidence? Like, do you have hard evidence of this? Like, he's just saying rhetoric that just leaves somebody to question, like, well, how the fuck do you get there? And he's not providing you with any kind of meat to it.
The physical world is literally a miracle, and therefore evidence for the existence of God.
I mean, I feel like miracle is being thrown around in weird ways here. Miracle in general is going to be like the least likely solution to any particular event or explanation or anything like that. And typically these miracles are going to violate the uniformity of nature. So saying that the uniformity of nature is itself a miracle seems to be saying that, oh, we should just expect chaos to reign supreme and there's no order, there's no uniformity, everything just sort of fucking and that's just how it operates. Oh, Daniel M says, don't forget, citation fucking needed.
Just a little bit of money.
Thank you, Daniel, for providing the citation fucking needed thing. But yeah, it doesn't make a lot of sense for him to just speculate this, that you would need like a god in order to stabilize reality when you don't have any evidence of that. So all in all, for this video, I found it to just be a lot of like just bullshit rhetoric that's being thrown out here just people that are well, not people, but William Lane Craig, that's just constantly sitting there saying that mathematics shouldn't work, but it does, without taking into account the fact that we designed mathematics to work with nature. And instead of actually proposing the real problem, which is why is nature uniform? Why is nature uniformly operating? Why is that a thing? He decides to go from the ass end way, and it just ends up not making a lot of sense. I feel like if he actually asked the real question here, maybe we could have had a better conversation about it. Jester says, no, I was correcting his sentence. Math defines
ain't nobody gonna be fighting over this $5. It's all mine.
Yeah, so Jester's right. Mathematics, like probabilities, is part of mathematics. So math would define how probabilities work. Like that's a human created construct there. That was damn. You just said WLC is not people. Lol. I wasn't meaning to say that WLC wasn't
just a
person.
little bit of money.
He's not a good people, honey. That's certainly not what I meant. If what I confusingly said came out that way, that's not what I meant. But anyways, that's going to be it for the video tonight. So we do have the Skeptic Mafia comments to go through. Normally, they have a lot better insight into these kind of things than I do, obviously. I do have a minor in mathematics, but also the larger question, the philosophy of whether or not mathematics proves God, I don't think that it does. I think that we design mathematics to describe reality. If you're asking why does the universe operate uniformly, then I would have to say I don't know. But
I've come to drink beer and shit on people. Luckily, I have enough beer.
I would say that I don't know why it operates uniformly, but I also don't think that a God is necessary to throw in there in order to explain it. I think nature can just be uniform. Like that's a necessary property of reality. So, I mean, I think there's that. Dario Luna says, I don't know what makes me cry the most, music or WLC's stupid argument. I don't know why you had to put the spaces in stupid. You can say fuck in your comments now, apparently, when you do the super chat. But I mean, I think that's how it should have always been. You wanted to say fuck and pay YouTube to let you say fuck, you should be able to say fuck. Fuck. But anyways, we're going to be going into the Skeptic Mafia comments right now. If you want to, you too can join the Skeptic Mafia and you can have your own comment read live on the air. So if you would like a chance to have your voice heard on the comments, then please join the Skeptic Mafia. Let's see, I'm just getting to the actual post right now. I do want to say thank you to all of the super chatters tonight, even the trollers, for donating to the transgender law center, because transgender persons are going to be needing a lot of help. So we're gonna try to help them out a little bit by giving them a donation. So appreciate everybody doing that. Really appreciate the Skeptic Mafia, because being part of the Skeptic Mafia also helps us donate. So thank you guys for doing that. All right. If you're going to be leaving out right now, thank you so much for watching tonight. And we'll see you guys next week. We're going to have a video on contradictions, as well as a video on morality and why atheists can definitely classify the biblical God as being a misogynistic, hateful, genocidal, and evil sumbitch. So we're going to be discussing all that next week, as well as a Bible study that'll be coming out, and Skeptic Mafia. Be on the lookout for a Skeptic Mafia podcast. So definitely check out all those things, and we will see you heathens next week. Don't forget to stand up and use your voice. Bye, heathens. But don't go, because we got the Skeptic Mafia comments, and those are always the best comments. All right. So first up, we've got Daniel M., who says there's a very simple answer. Humans wrote mathematics to describe our reality. William Lane Craig isn't the smartest peanut in the turd, though. Join the Skeptic Mafia. Dave and I ended up getting COVID. It was pretty rough, but we seem to be on the mends at this point. We aren't quite out of the woods yet, but getting better. I'm so glad to hear that there, Daniel. Thank you for giving us an update. Jester, Lord of Fools, got a lot of shit to say about this dumb fucking video. Oh yeah, it's his birthday. So we start with a great description of the awesome power of math, only to faceplant into a puddle where an authority is making mud pies or some shit. How appealing, WLC. Then we go to this incredibly dumb idea that math is a miracle and miracles don't happen on their own, so there must be a God to plan that out, and it must be the Christian God. Now you may notice that everything after I said dumb idea is part of this lovely theistic game that I presume to be called Assumption Hopscotch. Now, if I was going to play this game, I'd at least jump to Greek mythology, where math and science not only appear, but play intricate parts in building labyrinths, inventing flight, and boiling kings in bathtubs with indoor plumbing. And those are only 3 inventions of Daedalus, who isn't the only one using science to solve problems. Unfortunately, I'm hard-pressed to find any compelling use of science in the Bible, and the BJU Press article that assures me over 150 exist only talked about combining, adding, they assure you, your virtues, subtracting your troops before a major battle against a numerically superior force, multiplying food, and dividing land. Today I learned your authoritative puddle fallacy. Oh, TLDR! Your authoritative puddle fallacy would be a lot more compelling if the Bible was a fucking math book! Regardless, join the Skeptic Mafia, where you can practice your voice every Friday and more. Thank you there, Jester. Appreciate you. Next up is Ira Sark, saying, this is one of the easiest arguments I've ever seen to debunk. Correct arguments usually are. It's nothing more than his supreme confidence and arrogant manner that make his ideas sound profound to the unwary listener. This argument is nothing more than a God of the Gaps argument, which is basically we don't understand how this amazing fill in the blank could possibly exist without God. In this case, the blank is filled with mathematics. Craig says that atheism can't explain the seemingly perfect mathematical matrix of the universe, but there isn't any explanation for theists either. They've just plugged a notion of God in there to satisfy their need for an answer. If you replace mathematics with nature in this argument, the God of the Gaps fallacy becomes easy to see. Now for the ad portion of this comment. If you're watching this video and are not a Mafia member, go sign up now. It's cool. It's fun. There are perks. It's great. Join today. Now that that's out of the way, I just want to say good night, everybody. And remember, don't fall for William Lane Craig's line of BS. He's nothing more than a common small-town pastor with the overconfidence of an elementary school principal and a following equal to corporate bot politicians. Yeah, so if you want to join the Skeptic Mafia, we got a podcast that goes out sometimes, and we talk about politics on there and everything like that. If you're not at least somewhat liberal in your politics, you might not like it too much, but we do talk about politics and the stupid shit that politicians say. I feel like the stuff that we cover on there is something that all reasonable people should definitely make fun of and condemn. So I feel like even a Republican or conservative could potentially enjoy it, but seeing how the Republicans right now are kind of being dipshits, I don't know. Talk about is saying that we talk about politics is a liberal description, apparently. And then Casey followed up with, I bitch for an hour. All right. Next up, we got Travis White, who says we need a poll as to whether future What We Will Watch polls need to include a disclaimer that it will be a WLC video. Hey, you know what? I just put up the descriptions and I tried to describe them accurately. This is accurate. You know, the poll thing was math proves God, or math couldn't exist without God. And yeah, so yeah, I mean, y'all are the ones that fell for it. So there you go. Next is Terrence Clark saying, I feel like this falls via the anthropic principle. In order for a functional universe to survive, I highly suspect consistent natural properties would be required. And if we didn't have that, life would never have arisen. So WLC is just the usual Douglas Adams puddle marveling at the well-fitting hole he's found himself in. Is this the only possibility? No, but neither is God. So to use this as evidence of God, we need to eliminate all of the possibilities, or at the very least, show them to be less likely. And the unreasonable mathematics argument is in no way selective of one option over the other. Yeah, I feel like that's a much smarter way of saying what I kind of concluded with. You can't really isolate it out. Also, it seems superfluous to put God in there. Hey, at least all of the shit-talking Christians are gone right now, huh? No? We still have some shit talkers in there? I don't know, was it June? Oh, ContraPoints. Jonathan Nichols says, all I saw was Craig pondering the wonder of mathematics, then making the illogical leap to God. Mathematics is a concept, not a physical aspect.
Maybe you should quit drinking all that beer, G.E.
Mathematics is a concept, not a physical aspect of the universe. We invented mathematics in order to work with numerical values that we categorized and named. Craig is ignoring the fact that maths is a human invention and claims it's somehow a gift or a proof of his God. No matter how hard I try, I just see how he jumps to that conclusion other than a huge leap of faith. Which part of mathematics requires God? Which aspects of mathematics describes his God? Show us the God variable, Craig. Of course, he can't. There isn't one. As usual, he's just talking out of his backside. I see his mathematics exists, therefore God argument as being akin to nature exists, therefore God, or intelligence exists, therefore God. Maybe that last one is questionable in Craig's case. I clearly don't see any sign of intelligence displayed in his reasoning. This is just another look at the trees argument. Or since we were talking about mathematics, should that be count the trees? Look, we can count the trees, therefore God. 1, 2, Jesus. In the mind of Craig, everything seems to point to God. I don't see the connection, though. Perhaps he should do a better job of joining the dots. Yeah, you would think so. I didn't really find a lot of meat in it. It was just him repeating over and over that God is required for mathematics to operate, which is just, you know, a little dismissive of what mathematics actually is. Sorry, I need to check my sugar real quick. Normally I have a little a sensor that I can read, but I'm currently working on getting sensors because the last 4 that I had fucked up on me. All right, let's see. Thank you so much there, Jonathan Nickel, for your chat. Oh, and then the last one we got comes from Drew's Book Reviews, who's I weirdly has a lot to say. Oh. So sorry about this, guys. Ooh, who's in the chat? William Lynn Craig? Team Skeptics in the chat. Shit. We best bust out the fine wine or something. I don't know what he drew. I don't
wine in a box.
The wine in a box. I thought that was Shannon. No, Shannon's wine in a can. Oh, Team Skeptic says, "Cause you've been one of the realest since the day I stepped on YouTube. I learned a lot from you. Love you, bro." Thank you there, Team Skeptic.
You know, donating this much only makes me drink more.
Yeah, Team Skeptic only made me drink more there. Oh. Let's see. Sorry, I had missed one. Super chat. Oh, yeah, 2 + 2 = chair because I said so, is what somebody had said. It was Mr. Monster said 2 + 2 = chair. All right. Drew's book review said, "The first thing I see here is he starts out in a way that seems to say nature is based on math versus math being a tool used to describe nature." Yeah, I'm glad that we're all seeing this. Math is not something that physically exists. You can't find equations floating around the cosmos. That is simply not how it works. To answer the question, or how or why does math work so well to describe what we observe in the laws of physics, it's simple, because math is a tool designed to do just that. It's like saying, how is it that this axe works so well to chop this wood block in half? The wood block must be created based on the axe for it to work so well, versus thinking perhaps the axe was designed to do just that. It is difficult to avoid the impression that a miracle confronts us here, as quoted by the video. If there is one thing science has taught us, is that just because we perceive something in one way does not mean that is inherently the way that it is. Whether God exists or not, math would still be equally effective in describing the universe as we know it. One is not predicated upon the other. One neither proves nor disproves the other. This video reminds me of Douglas Adams' puddle analogy. One day a puddle wakes up to consciousness and thinks to itself, "My, would you look at this? I have found myself in a hole that is perfectly formed and shaped to fit me. Therefore, the hole must have been made especially for me," and never stops to think how ridiculous it is to think that, versus maybe the puddle took the shape of the hole. This is basically the same argument. The universe must have been made from math because math works so well to explain the universe, versus math evolved as a way to explain the universe as we found it. Anyway, thank you all. That is all for me today, heathens. Until next time, keep on reading. Thank you so much there. Nothing's in review. Thank you so much there, everybody. Really appreciate y'all. I must have I skipped over a few. Oh, I'm so sorry. Yeah. It seemed to have missed a couple here. Okay. Essen Balmung. A tool humans designed to help us describe and understand the universe helps us describe and understand the universe. It's a miracle! Better start sucking Jesus' dick. I guess I should get a poncho first, though. I hear he's been edging for 2,000 years. Oh, man. And Craig completely ignores failings like the orbit of Mercury being impossible to calculate using Newtonian models, or the fact that since any number between 1.5 and 2.4 can be rounded to 2 without sufficient information, 2 + 2 can be any number between 3 and 5. Math is descriptive, and when a description no longer works, it gets replaced by a better one. Math and all of the science really works, not because it always has, but because it can change. It can change until it does. That's right there, S.N. Baumann. Got out there, good job. Yeah, I really did, huh? All right, so it's SN, and then we got Travis White. Oh, I already read. Darren Wright says, "Jesus fucking Christ, that was just weird and a major stretch. This dude is such a tryhard when it comes to trying to blend science and his BS religion. Piss off out of here, as Gordon Ramsay would say. You fucking donut! Speaking of donuts, send all keto donut recipes to KC Stat! Oh yeah, and join the Skeptic Mafia because we all know that all Mafia stories end swell. But seriously, help support amazing charities as well as GE and KC. And then we got Trickster, who says, math is from God because I say so. Come on. Did y'all really think you were smart enough to come up with ways to try and figure out the world around you? Stupid humans. As a matter of fact, math is so accurate that you never have to update variables, right? Right? Math is a great invention to explain some things that may not be able to be explained in other ways, but math is far from perfect. Physics explains a lot of things. Does that mean physics is from or proves God? Well, I mean, I think that's what Craig was trying to say here tonight, is that physics is possible because of God. But these guys always try to say that scientists of old were religious, but fail to mention that in those days, not being religious could have very dire consequences. Like, subscribe, and share. Join us in the Skeptic Mafia. Lots of fun, and we even learn stuff. Yeah, I think everybody learns something from everybody else here. Okay. Then we got, I don't mean stupidity like this, John. Come on now. I guess we'll have to deal with the stupidity now. So no, definitely no. What the fuck did he just say? I totally blame Godless Engineer for this one. Okay, so after listening to stupidity, I want to say something, but I think I just blocked all of it out. So hopefully John will make some type of good comments on this tonight, because holy shit, remember, if Casey is wrong, John might be right. Now, if you haven't already, join the Skeptic Mafia so that you can help stop stupidity like this from spreading throughout the world. If you can't join now, remember, don't lick the like button, just tap it. Maybe subscribe so you can find out what's the best way to defeat stupidity. Miss Caitlin Chloe, please keep up the hard work, and hopefully you can make it through the podcast knowing that the stupidity might end one day. Thank you for listening to my TED Talk. It never ends. All right.
Doom scrolling. I doom scroll.
Casey just talked about doom scrolling a lot right there. So on Twitter. So Zoomies next. Zoomy says, hey, I didn't pick this. Don't blame me. Anyway, didn't have time to check out the video, so I guess I'll catch your live stream to it. Until next time, here's some ASCII. Jason Kolasik said, if God created math, why isn't pi equal to 3?
Hey, I don't know if y'all know this, but every time you donate, the Lord cries.
Good point. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, you would think that if an intelligent person designed something, he would definitely make things like work out nicely, right? Nice round numbers. Anyways, here's the it's the no face. No. No, because no. I didn't pick this, so you can't blame me. Just like you can't blame yourself for licking that like and subscribe buttons and ringing that bell. And if you really, really want, I'll tell you what I want, what I really, really want. Go ahead and join the Skeptic Mafia, where you get all the sorts of nifty stuff. Take it away, John. Exit stage right. So yeah, normally with the Skeptic Mafia, which I need to plan the Skeptic Mafia hangout for this month. And I think that it's going to have to be on July 30th of this month, because I've got an interview that I'm doing tomorrow night and the next weekend is Xander. So the Skeptic Mafia hangout is going to have to be on July 30th. So keep that in your minds for July 30th, Skeptic Mafia for the hangout. But that's one of the perks. You get to hang out with me for a little bit on a Saturday. Sometimes Casey will be there. Casey also says sanitize your phones and don't lick them. Ever, apparently. Yeah, you go and you shit with your phone in your hand. So, I mean, maybe you don't want to do that. But anyways, really appreciate everybody joining me tonight, especially all of the troll Christians out there. Thank everybody for donating to the Transgender Law Center, helping transgender people get the legal help that they need. So definitely thank you for that. Like I said, I appreciate everybody that joined us tonight. Next week, we've got a lot of great stuff going on the channel. We've got morality on Monday, and we'll have probably some pastor trying to explain contradictions in the Bible on Thursday. And we've got Bible study, and we've got clips going out. We'll also have some more bad slavery apologetics coming out here soon. What? Lick your phones clean, sanitize your phone with your tongue. Quentin Van Boeven sent a member chat saying, don't listen to KC, lick your phones. Anyways, really appreciate all of you joining out to coming out tonight. Caden said not all of us are cats. But anyways, we're gonna go on ahead and get on out of here, and we're gonna go and finish the current episode of Blackbird. It's a good show. If you guys have Apple TV or whatever, check out Blackbird because it's really interesting. But in any case, y'all have a great night, a great weekend, all that kind of good shit. And I guess we'll see you heathens later. Don't forget, stand up and use your voice. Bye, heathens.